Maldives, a popular tourist destination for India, but it's also been India's long-time political friend. And now China is ensuring, or at least trying to ensure, that this relationship between India and Maldives gets destroyed. Newly elected Maldivian President Mohammad Moizu's recent statement on India came as a surprise. Eyebrows were raised. What did he say? But before that, let me first tell you who is Mohammad Moizu, a former Minister of Housing in Maldives government and has served as a governor of Malé. He initiated a lot of infrastructure projects that came from China. He was nominated as the presidential candidate from the People's National Congress in 2023 and won the elections. But experts noticed something about his campaign, which was flanked largely by anti-India sloganeering and a subtle pro-China messaging. When he won, one of his first statements was he wants the Indian military out of the island nation. A complete turn from usual friendly messaging of previous leaders vis-a-vis India. What India really has in Maldives are a couple of ALH helicopters and a Dornier aircraft used for medical evacuation, for air rescue operations that help Maldivian population. It does not even serve really Indian interest. And to label these assets as Indian troops is not exactly a correct representation. In 2016, more than 150 Indian soldiers were deployed on the island country to take care of these assets. But President Moizu now wants to take them out of the island and making it sound as if Indian troops are controlling parts of their territory. And also remember, India is not forcibly there. It is as part of agreements and official talks. So let me give you a brief political background about Maldives and India. Before Moizu was President Ibrahim Solih, whose balanced approach focused on maintaining strong ties with India, who are their nearest neighbor. Prime Minister Modi even attended Ibrahim Solih's swearing-in ceremony in 2018. This was a rare gesture for a leader in the neighborhood. Maldivian presidents would usually even first visit New Delhi after they won, reflecting that bond. But is Moizu set to change that tradition? How did India-Maldives relationship really develop? Exactly 35 years ago, Maldives' then president faced a total of 3 attempted coups, which failed and saved his administration from collapse, but due to primarily India's timely intervention. The most well-known coup was masterminded by Maldivian businessman Abdullah Lutfi and Ahmad Sagaru Nasir, who attacked the capital city with militias to overthrow the government. Then President Maumoon Abdul Gayoom was able to escape and he sent away an SOS message right away across the world. India responded. The then High Commissioner to Maldives, Arun Banerjee, who was at his Delhi residence, got called in for an emergency meeting with former Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi. 2 Ilyushin IL-76 flew with Indian soldiers and the High Commissioner and landed at Maldives' main airport. The effect was instant. Verified by Indian Air Force veteran Ashok Jordia, who said, and I quote him here, ignorant of the actual strength of the Indian troops, rebels were overwhelmed and decided to abandon their mission and flee. The paratroopers immediately secured the airport and the rest is history. More than 2,000 kilometers from the Indian mainland, Maldives has been a friend to India, but it is also of strategic importance, maritime security and shipping. We were the first country to recognize Maldives upon it gaining independence in 1965 and establishing a resident mission in Malé. In the year 2009, India even signed a defense deal with President Mohammad Nasheed's regime. So there have been a lot of treaties, agreements between India and Maldives, apart from, of course, the tourism interactions. Now, according to one of these deals, India would install 26 radars for seamless coverage of the seabed and link them with the Indian Coastal Command. New Delhi also gave Maldives a Dhruv helicopter and oversaw the construction of a 25-bed military hospital. Successive Maldives governments have maintained an India-first policy. Former President Ibrahim Solih even reassured that Maldives shall always remain mindful of India's security concern. And India has always done its part to maintain this status quo. When the 2004 tsunami hit, India was the first country to rush in with humanitarian aid. Coast Guard was sent for rescue operations. A Dornier aircraft was also sent in, followed by 2 naval ships with aid. And one such aid operation is the reason why our soldiers landed in the island to maintain the Indian assets provided to Maldives. Earlier presidents of Maldives also realized that each time Maldives faces any sort of crisis, economy, to climate change, to political, India will be an ally to help not China. India has invested significantly in the Maldives, amounting to over $1 billion. But as happens with all things China, this growing interest in island nation meant deteriorating relationship with an old friend India. It started with former President Abdullah Yameen, and China's indulgence increasing, anti-India narrative also started to flourish. Xi Jinping made visits. Maldives became the second South Asian nation to become part of the Belt and Road Initiative, which includes Pakistan. Chinese business started to establish footing in Maldives. Chinese government got into swiftly constructing roads, housing units, involving to expand main international airport too. Financial dominance is how China puts a smaller country into a trap. What does that remind us of? Our neighbor nation, Sri Lanka. Another island nation faced an economic crisis, got assistance from China, but eventually we all saw the downfall of Sri Lanka that they had to face for several months. India intends to become friends. China intends to dominate. Moizu now accuses India for establishing a military presence in the country and wants to send back foreign soldiers in the Maldives. And it is not hard to see who from the background is influencing such plans and pushing Maldivian government to say all of these statements. It's a developing story. Thank you for watching.